Well, we had similar conditions pan out today as what we had Saturday, and similarly earlier in the week as well, as we had showers and storms popping up through the day, and that continued to persist through a lot of the area and several rounds of it for some of you lucky ones, or let's just say unlucky ones if you did not want rainfall on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day in the last minutes of it here to all the fathers out there. A lot of rainfall fell, some locations picking up over 4 inches of rain, but as we lost daytime heating and storm clusters did move offshore, things did improve pretty greatly, and now things look dry on Viper radar, other than just a few areas with maybe a few light returns being shown, but most of this is now starting to push offshore, thankfully enough. And it is a pretty nice one out there, as Kaylee said earlier, picturesque. It is quiet and calm, a little bit of wind being shown on the Savannah River, but other than that, not too terrible. It is muggy though, for sure. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid 70s, dew points in the lower 70s. Those temperatures won't fall. That wind is light. It is going to be a muggy one again overnight tonight. I want to talk about the heat index because I know we talk about rain chances a lot, but do not lose sight of the heat with feels like numbers getting into the mid 100s. So again, when you have a lot of humidity, your sweat does not evaporate. That does not allow your body to cool itself. So that is why this heat index factor is, of course, calculated. So be mindful of that if you have to be out there, take frequent breaks and hydrate. That is the most important thing to take note of. This very stagnant pattern continues with the storm track off to our north. This front is not really going to make it into the area, but this does provide extra lift in the atmosphere until gradually the storm track pulls away. That is why we have rain chances in play again tomorrow, and of course daily convection and our sea breeze will add to that too. Sunshine to start the day, that continues, and you start to find storms firing up inland, and that's with the assistance from the warm sector of this frontal system. Sea breeze comes in, they hang out together, let's just say, right? And again, storms will gradually make their way towards our area by the evening. In the area, I mean along I-95, inland spots, you're going to get rained on a little bit sooner than that, of course. And again, storms will make rain-cooled air go out. That makes them build onto each other again. That's how it goes in the summertime here in the Coastal Empire and Low Country. That activity will again begin to wind down by the evening. Tuesday starts off a little bit muggy, again, nice conditions, but a little more cloud cover and not as much buoyancy in the atmosphere, I should say, for air relative to the atmosphere. That means we're going to have more isolated coverage of thunderstorms, about 30% or so, not necessarily thinking more widespread rain chances again until perhaps later on in the week. But again, those will taper off by the time you get into the evening hours as well. Monday looking at about 40% rain chances, but those back off to about 30% the remainder of the week, again, just due to high pressure taking over and the buoyancy in the atmosphere not necessarily holding on at all. I'm mentioning the heat is going to continue to build in mid 90s by the end of the week, and heat index values pushing 105, if not higher. We may see some heat advisories towards the end of the week if that number pushes about 108 to 110 degrees. For tonight, 20% chance of a stray shower or two is still in play, but other than that, mostly cloudy skies turn partly cloudy and we get into tomorrow, and that weather aware is on there by mistake. We are not under a weather aware day tomorrow, but scattered thunderstorms will again be in play. On the water, 10-knot winds out of the southwest persist, 2-foot seas. High tide occurs in the middle of the day. As you get towards your extended forecast, things look to be, again, more of rinse and repeat, but more dry time does come in play for the latter half of the week especially. But we are going to be dealing with, again, heat, humidity, and storm chances with a downright uncomfortable feel for the second half of the week.
I can deal with heat, but the other stuff, the thunder, the lightning, the rain, the mugginess,
no, not there.
I don't like it.